Hi, my name is Keith Cooper, Northlight Images, and in this short video I'm just going to try and address a question I get asked quite often, and this one refers to Canon printers. I'll cover Epson printers as well in another video, but basically, if you see good deals for a particular printer, does it mean it's about to be replaced? Now, this is perfectly reasonable. You're thinking of buying a printer, they're not that cheap, so why not? If there's a good deal, does it mean there's something better coming along? Well, first of all, something better would have to be pretty good, because all the current printers are pretty good anyway, so in a way that's not a big reason for it. But no, in general, the companies that make up Canon, individual areas such as the US, UK, Europe, they set their own deals, and they're based on their marketing requirements, on their sales needs, all kinds of things. Very rarely does it signify a new printer's on the way. If I did know of new printers on the way, then I wouldn't be able to say anyway, most likely. But the main thing is that deals come along all the time, and they reflect production, sales, marketing needs for the companies. Not often do they actually indicate that something new is on its way. Now, there is actually a bit more than just supposition behind this. For quite a few years, I've kept an eye on new printers that have come out. And I have this is in, I have a printer information page, several of them on the Northlight Images website. This particular one is a timeline, and it shows you how long a printer has been around. So if I'm thinking of, let's say, Pro 200 here, and I've had somebody ask me last week, is this Pro 200 going to be replaced because it's on offer somewhere? And the answer is no. The Pro 200 is barely 2 years old. If you look at its predecessors, the Pro 10, Pro 100, which are functionally quite similar, although I will say the newer ones are much easier to use and I like them much more. The Pro 10 and Pro 100 lasted nearly 8 years each. These are not mobile phones. They don't bring out a new model every year. This is not the same. Printers have a long lifetime. Printers take a lot of development work, so they need to sell them for a while to get a return on that. The technology is not changing that fast. Printers have pretty much effectively plateaued in terms of quality. Yeah, there are differences, there are usability differences and things like that. But if you get a good printer now, there is not a good printer available I can't produce a great looking print on. I would say, and I have done, I've got other videos, look at this. If you can't produce a great looking print on one of these printers these days, it's your fault. It's not the printer's fault, it's not the paper's fault. Your fault, maybe the wrong paper, wrong editing, wrong photography even, but it ain't the printer's fault. These printers are getting better. It's difficult to see offhand what improvements you'd put into printers like this. Now, I can think of a few, but printers are fairly static products. Nothing much is happening. So we've got the 200, 300. If you see deals on them, not a chance that a new one's on the way. Remember, I could always be proved wrong next week, but I don't really see it. More interest to some people is the Pro 1000. Now, Pro 1000 is nearly 7 years old. Now, that's a long while in printer times, it's sort of time. So you might reasonably expect the Pro 1000 to be replaced, upgraded at some point. I had wondered whether it might be this year, but of course we've had the pandemic, supply chain shortages, all kinds of things which could have just pushed that back. And in the Pro 1000, you've got a great printer. I reviewed this years ago. It's nearly 7 years ago. It's 6 or 7 years ago that I reviewed this Pro 1000. I don't have a video about it. It's before I started making videos to supplement my reviews. So Pro 1000, 7 years old. Yes, it's likely, but as with all of these things, it's not quite as simple as you might think. The Pro 1000, at the same time the Pro 1000 came out, the Pro 2000 came out. They use the same print head. Now, the print head technology in these printers is the thing that makes the difference, really. That's where the big changes come in print head technology. The Pro 2000 was replaced after a few years by a 2100. virtually identical. There are very little differences. They use the same printhead. Head. There are very little differences between the 2000 and 2100. So if somebody says, have you got a Pro 2100 review, I'll point to the 2000 and say, just change 2000 to 2100 for most things. There are a few technical differences, but we've got the same printhead. So we've got Canon's larger format printers tied to the Pro 1000. And that to me means that if we're going to see a new printhead appear, new printhead technology, it may appear first in the replacement to the 1000. It may appear first in the replacement for the 2100 or the 4100 for the bigger printer. Purely depends what it's going. But look at the printheads. The printhead similarities gives you a clue to things. So if you're really interested in this, I'm going to say, if you want a 17-inch Canon printer, the Pro 1000 is an excellent printer. It still has one of the best desktop paper feeding of any printer I've tested, and that's a printer I tested 6-7 years ago. It's pretty good. One little thing I'd add into that, whatever happened to the old IPF 5100? Really nice printer. I've got a review of that from quite a few years ago. 17-inch printer, quite a big printer, roll paper, all kinds of things. Really nice printer. The 1000, yeah, that'll almost certainly get replaced. Whether it has roll paper, who knows. But worth looking at these. I put a link in the information. I put a link for from a card here, and also in the information for the video that takes you to this page, so you can look at it and look at the chart here and make up your own mind. But in general, if you see a printer on offer, it doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be replaced. If you want a printer and you see one on offer, good. A lot of good printers out there these days. Anyway, I hope that's of some help. As I say, I have no knowledge about actual printer replacements on this. This is purely just looking at the timescales and things and past experience. But past experience is not a 100% guide to the future. So who knows? But hope that's useful for people thinking of buying a printer. Contact me directly if you want some more information. But thanks for watching, and please do subscribe to the channel. Thanks.